I agree with Frederick Douglass that education is a path and a power to freedom. Before we get into details with supporting evidence, I want to define freedom according to Webster. Freedom is the power or right to act, to speak, or think in a way one wants without restraints or hindrance. Now, that is the definition, but we know poverty can and does create a limitation to one's freedom. Now, education assists on putting you on a path to escape poverty, and here are some benefits of education. The more knowledge of an issue in their communities, people are more likely to vote for politicians that support their needs and are less likely to be manipulated. It also provides individuals the ability to think critically and to see beyond limited circumstances. So I firmly believe you have to believe it so you can achieve it. It also provides better job opportunities with higher incomes, and it helps the chance to break generational curses of poverty. Knowledge also provides you with power. The more information you have, the more power you have to make better decisions in life and every asset. Studying of different worlds help individuals recognize the challenging systems of oppression. Education also fosters self-awareness. It helps people discover their passion, their strengths, their values, as well as gifts and talents. It also helps people to understand perspectives on different cultures and fosters empathy and reduces prejudice. And with all of that combined, it helps build one's confidence. Okay, so if all that is true, you're wondering why is there such a disparity in education or racial disparity in education. So let's get into it. Let's start with the discipline rates. The discipline rates are not equal. In public schools where it's predominantly black and brown children, they are more likely to be suspended or expelled for the same offenses. Also, interactions with teachers, same race elementary school teachers increase the likelihood of children attending high school as well as college. It's also important that you have teachers that look like you and speak kind to you and speak to your aspirations. And funding inequality. Obviously, if taxes are paying for public schools and there's a town where the income is far less than compared to other towns, that's going to affect the school system. That is going to have less or fewer resources. They're going to have larger classes, outdated textbook, poorer facilities. They're going to have a lack of access to college advanced courses, making them less prepared for college. And also socioeconomic status plays a huge role. If you are, in a family where you have to work harder or multiple jobs, you have less time for your children. Now, how does that impact one's future? These children are more likely to have a less paying job. They're less likely to go to college. This also helps uphold the wealth gap. And that wealth gap is not just about money. It's also about race and racism. It affects the government, the laws that are being chosen. So it keeps systematic oppression going. And also it provides a school to prison pipeline for a lot of these children in disadvantaged or poverty stricken communities. It creates mental health issues. When we live in a world where you're constantly feeling discriminated, you feel inferior, it creates trauma, and it creates trauma in how you respond to these things, how you deal with these things. And it's long lasting, and it literally just keeps the cycle going. So once discussing why I decided to finish my degree, it's something that's important to me. Finishing something that I started, it does something to my confidence. When I was young, I did attend a predominantly white school, elementary, middle school, high school, and when you're around people that have more than you, it does do something to you. Everyone went to college, and I've always thought, even though they've had more than me, they're really not better than me, and my standard is the same standard as them. So, confident wise, I guess it's been like a little cloud that's been hanging over my head. Also, I want to be able to utilize it to negotiate a better pay when I get raises at my job or get a new role. And also, I want to show my son how important it is to go to school. He's now attending an HBCU, which is amazing, something I've never been able to do. And so I feel like I'm breaking some of these cycles. He's had experiences I've never experienced, and he's able to teach me things just because he's outside doing stuff I never did. He just went to a rodeo. I've never been to a rodeo. All of those things are so important with personal enrichment and finding